Recording and also record using Teams. Okay, great. So guys, what will happen, right? So good job for some of you who submitted the second assessment. I think there are some issues in some files, but I think the important ones are good, meaning characters are good, and we have a story as well. So the environments, a couple are okay, are good. I know, actually just one, but I'll just explain what you guys need to do first. Okay, so our next stages, guys. Okay, what will happen is everyone will have the same job. Okay, so what you'll end up doing is you're going to go through the process of animation and rendering. Okay, so what that means is you animate shots that I'm going to specify, and then you're also going to be rendering it out. Okay, so I'm assigning you shots. Okay, so this is going to be our process, guys. Okay, so again, we already have that storyboard, right? And we have our layout artists and our previous artists create the layout, so they're done with that. So good job with that. So what you end up doing, because we already have the layout and we already have the previous and we already have the characters, environments, some of it anyway, and we have some solutions for the effects and the stuff that we're doing. What we're going to be doing now is actually animating and refining it, right? So we're going to be doing scene light, shot lighting. Okay, so our lighters, we're able to do master lighting, and basically master lighting is for the environment. The master light won't be able to light all the shots. In fact, I doubt that it can light any single shot, right? It's just environment lighting. So when you have when you need to light a particular shot, you're usually going to treat it as a live shot, meaning you're going to put a key light, and then you have fill lights, and then you have rim lights, all of that stuff. Okay, so there's going to be an aspect of environment lighting, which I think we're done. You guys will be doing the shot lighting for that. Okay, so what does this mean, guys? Okay, let me just, I guess, illustrate this very quickly. So what this means is that every single one of you will be doing a couple of things, right? So number one, you guys will be animating. Okay, so animating the shots that you're assigned. So again, let me just change this. Okay, so again, animating. Number two, you're going to be lighting it. Okay, so that's shot lighting, right? Meaning, depending on the shot, you're going to be adding additional lights, because again, the environment lights or the master lighting won't cut it. So it's not going to be enough to actually light up a particular shot. So the last thing you'll end up doing is rendering it out. Okay, so rendering. So that means I am expecting the final shots to be fully rendered at the resolution that we are planning. Remember, our resolution, guys, is 388 by 720. Okay, and it's going to be at 30 frames per second, right? 30 frames per second. So I think we animated, hopefully we animated at 30, but we'll just have a look. If it's not 30, then we'll just see. Okay, we might just convert, unfortunately, in post. So it's going to be animating, shot lighting, and for some of you who are doing effects, adding the effects, I guess, for some of you. And I'll probably assign the shots with effects on the effects artists, right? So that we don't have to worry too much about how to navigate between the stuff that you've done and the actual files. Okay, so it's going to be hard for some of you who haven't done effects to try and figure out the workflow. So I'll probably just assign shots with effects on our effects artists. Okay, so that makes sense. So just checking if this is clear for everyone. And again, unfortunately, I'm still downloading stuff, so not sure if it's already done. But is this making sense for you guys at this stage? Okay, so again, makes sense. Okay, so what is already done? So question is, do you need to animate characters? Yes. So basically, what is done is the previous, and the previous is just a really rough version of the shots, right? So you end up refining it. So everyone will be doing character animation, shot animation. So if there's stuff involving props that need to be animated, then you have to do that, depending on the shots you're assigned. Okay, so this means that If you still continue using Blender, it's going to be hard, primarily because now you have to deal with characters that are rigged, and that will be an issue. Okay, so with regards to the assets, we'll have a look at that in a sec. I'm just downloading stuff. So I think, as I mentioned, I think the main stuff is good. We'll just have a look at some issues in other stuff at this stage. So let me just extract all, and let me just, whoops. Again, guys, it's still downloading. So let's just check. That looks like it is. Jesus. Not sure if, I think we're still downloading stuff. So let me just have a quick look again. Downloads. That's weird. Not sure. Not sure how to check if I've already downloaded something. So quick sec, guys. Let's just have a quick look here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I know it's still downloading. Sorry, so it's 8 gigs. So unfortunately, it's still downloading stuff. Okay, so is this making sense for you guys in terms of what you need to do? So our process is, again, as I mentioned, right? I will be assigning shots for you guys to do. Okay, and the shots, I guess, will be based off part of it from your skill set. So we'll just have a look. As I mentioned, you're going to refine the scene, right? And then you're going to light and you're going to render it out. Okay. Now, I do need to check up on the files that we have. So just checking with our layout artist, where did you save the actual shot, not your showcase, but where did you save the actual previs on, on a per act basis? So just checking if you, so it's under scenes. No, the actual rendered one. Okay. So I'm not talking about the Maya files. I'm talking about the actual rendered ones, because I'll explain what you need to do. So just checking where you guys saved it. Okay. Because I just want to check. Again, quick reminder, guys. Even if it's late, just try to upload your stuff in OneDrive. As I mentioned, some of your stuff may be used, some of your stuff may not be used, depending on where we're at. So just to give you an idea, for example, if the only thing you have is a Blender file, or let's say your environment, then we won't be using that. Okay? And the reason for that is, unless you're able to convert that into a Maya file with all the shaders working, that's the only way, I guess, we can use it. Okay, so if you're sending a Blender file, we can't use that. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you failed or you didn't, you're not going to be marked. You're going to be marked, but in the production, it's not going to be used. Okay, if you export an FBX file, some of you exported an FBX file from Blender. Most of the time, especially if it's environments, it won't be used unless you actually converted the materials into actual Maya materials. Because if you just export an FBX file, it's going to be just a Phong shader or a blend shader. So you really have to reconnect that and make sure the shaders actually work. So again, an FBX, normally what we do, if you really want to do it, it's usually a universal scene description coming from something like a third like Blender going into Maya. The technique is really tricky because we really haven't covered that in any of our classes. A bit tricky, but FBX usually doesn't work. Okay, unless it's just a simple prop. A simple prop maybe, because it's maybe easy to change one material to another material. But if you have an environment that's fully, made of Phongs, then you have to convert every single material into something we can use in Arnold, and that usually takes time. And that usually requires adjusting how the textures are interpreted as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, if it's FBX or Blender, you're marked, but we probably won't end up using it. Okay, so just a reminder. With that said, okay, and so for some of you are asking how that is common in production. I mean, you're really not Maya artist or Houdini artist. You're really just 3D artist. So if you're overly reliant on one software, you're going to limit your opportunities, right? So for example, if you just say, I just want to use Blender or I just want to use Maya, basically what you're saying is, I won't work for any company that uses Maya. Or I won't work for any company or studio or project that uses Blender. Okay. For me, at a certain level, it doesn't even matter anymore. I mean, you can just it's an adjustment, but if you need to transfer your modeling skills from one software to another software, you can do it. Okay, maybe not so effects, but maybe not certain aspects of it. But for simple stuff like environment and props and characters, you should be able to jump from one software to another software. Um, in fact, if you're working, for example, like Pixar or something like a bigger studio, you won't even recognize the software they're using. It's going to be proprietary software. For example, if it's lighting, if it's rendering, if it's scene assembly, those, a lot of times it's made in-house, so you won't even recognize it. So from my perspective, you just have to know how to adjust to a particular workflow, if that makes sense. So with that said, again, I'm just looking for our files, right? So again, looking at again, I'm using a laptop here. I just want to make sure that, so you guys said it's scenes under layouts, previous. I do need the images or the movie files. So just make sure it's there. So I don't think I can see it. So if you're able to upload that for the students doing the previous, if you can put it under movies, that will be good, because we're going to be assigning shots. Okay. So again, we're going to be, no, we're not, I don't need the image files. I need the movie files. Okay. So it's the MP4 files. So if, for example, if you created the previous or the layout for shot one, act one or act four, I actually need that play blast. Okay. And just make sure to put that under movies. The reason is I'm going to use that to perhaps assign you guys shots. Okay. So hopefully that's clear. What I will do though, while we're waiting, is let's just quickly check, okay, if I already downloaded stuff. Again, the idea was I'll just use my laptop. Perfect. So it looks like I'm able to download stuff. I'll extract all, and hopefully, Jesus. Okay. Still doesn't work. Jeez. So I still can't open it, guys. Open with just another application. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I know. I might just need to download the entire thing rather than zip it. So let's see if I can just do that. Okay. So again, I'm trying to download the entire project folder. It's quite big. I can't extract it because, again, not sure. If you're downloading zip files for big folders, you might have issues with corruption. So what I'll do is see if I can just download the entire thing. Again, unfortunately, my laptop the screen doesn't work. But you know what? Maybe I'll just try it again. Just worst case scenario, we can just try it again. Okay. Let's do that one more time. So I'm just copying it to, let's say, more places. Hopefully I can just copy it directly into my files. Nope, looks like I can't. So let's try downloading it one more time. Jeez. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we have the files here. So what I'll do is I'm going to just quickly check if we have your movie files here. So Play Blast, Act 1 to 4. Great. So I'm assuming it's still downloading. So just make sure to, or uploading, sorry. Okay. What we can do though is maybe as a starting point, I'll just download the stuff in Teams. So quick sec, guys. This is Miro. So quick sec. Let's just see if we can sign in. Okay. So quick sec. Let me just see if we can. It's still uploading, guys, so that's good. Okay, there. Okay, so I'm still downloading stuff. So what I'll do is maybe just, again, I'll give you feedback with regards to individual assets that you guys created. But for now, let me just look at assigning shots at this stage. Okay, so let me just log in. And I'm going to share this with everyone eventually, but I just want to just go over it for now. So I'm also going to go over how you end up animating that. You won't be able to animate yet, primarily because we're trying to consolidate all the files. But I'll explain that process later on. Okay, so guys, this is Frame.io. For some of you are familiar with it. It's not my favorite annotation tool. We use other stuff in production, but this is okay. So this is Act 1, guys. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, so Act 1, okay. So again, the shot starts there. And again, basically, what that means is I'm going to assign you individual shots, right? So I'll explain the workflow later on because I'm going to divide all the scenes or all the previous files into individual shots. And what happens is you're going to be assigned those individual shots, right? So for example, if you have a shot without characters there, lucky for you because that means you might have shots, but I'll probably end up assigning you shots with some character animation there, right? So just to give you guys an idea of how this works, okay? So for example, let's say if this is frame 1 to frame, so let's see, forgot how to do it here. So let's say it's frame 1. I'll add a comment. So shot 1, okay? So again, we'll refine this later on, but for example, shot 1, guys, this is going to be, there you go. Shot 1, it's going to be from frame, let's say, there you go. I forgot how to actually adjust this. Quick sec. Let me just, okay. let me just remember how to adjust this. So let's say shot 1. Okay. Jeez. Even this stuff. Let me just, again, remember how to adjust this one. Okay. I remember you can specify a range in the past. Not sure if you're able to do it now. But again, let me just check. Okay. Anyway, guys, if we can't, then we can just adjust it. Everyone can see. Quick sec. Jeez. I remember I can do that. Quick sec. Okay. Let me just try it for this. Okay. So, oops. So let me just edit this. There you go. So you are able to edit that. You know what? Looks like I can't do it for another folder. I'm only allowed one. So let me just check it again here. So here. So again, shot 2. And then we're going to just adjust this. Okay. So quick sec, guys. Looks like I'm not able to do it here. So I just need to upload stuff very quickly. Okay. Let's do that one more time. Okay. Okay, one more time. Let's see if this works. So let's try this one. Okay. And let's try adding time code. So as I mentioned, this is going to be shot 1. Okay. So I won't be able to do it for every single shot for now, but I'll just give you an idea. So for example, if you're assigned a particular shot, maybe this is going to be shot 1. So I'll just call that shot 1. And then I'm going to assign that to someone, for example. So shot 1 will be assigned to someone like, let's say, who's here? So for example, it's going to be assigned to Jared, for example. Okay. So again, Jared will be assigned shot 1. So let me just put that here. Again, it might be, it will be competitive for some shots, meaning I might assign it to Jared and I might also assign it to, let's say, Michelle. Okay. Again, yes, this is just an example, right? And as I mentioned, see, shot 1 will be in this particular frame to that particular frame. So that's going to be shot 1. Okay, so maybe here. Okay, so again, shot 1 will be done by both Jared and Michelle, for example. That means you're going to animate that, refine the animation, and you're also going to be lighting it. And also, if there's effects involved, then you probably do the effects as well. But in this one, there's no effects involved. Okay, so is this making sense? So for example, I'll just look at something that's, let's say this is shot 2, for example, the next one. Okay, so I'll just put that here. Okay, so that's shot 1. And then maybe I'll create another comment. And maybe it's going to be shot 2 here. So this one. Again, we're going to set it up properly in Maya, right? But again, this is just to give you an idea in terms of what will happen. So shot 02. This is maybe going to be assigned to, just an example, Kyle, for example, and it's going to be assigned to Anna. Okay. So again, that's competitive, right? Meaning you come up with your version, Kyle, and then Anna comes up with her version. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to expand that, and maybe that's all the way there. Okay. So what this means, guys, is if the prop isn't there, okay? If the prop isn't there, so for example, if there's no kids drawing of the family, if there's no newspaper article, then that means you have to do it yourself. Okay? So again, hopefully that makes sense. So if anything that's missing in the shot, that means you have to do it yourself. Okay? If it means a little bit of modeling and texturing, then that's what it means. Okay? So I'll send, for example, and again, that's our second shot. Okay? So is this making sense for everyone in terms of how I'm going to be assigning shots to you guys? Okay? So what will happen usually is I'll assign you maybe 3 or 4 shots, or maybe 2 shots, depending on the complexity. So if it's a complicated shot, I'll probably just assign you 1 or 2. If it's a simple shot, for example, that rolling thing, that doesn't take much, right? Probably do that in less than a day. Okay, so you probably assign maybe 3 or 4. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. What I do want to cover now is I want to look at effects related shots. Okay, because we need to assign that to people who can actually do the effects. And with this said, so the thing with effects though is if I assign you 1 or 2 effect shots, or if I assign you effect shots, I'll probably just assign you 1 shot. Okay, because I understand that doing the effects there might be a bit tricky, right? So what I want to do is maybe just have a look at Miro at this stage, and maybe look at, I just want to be reminded who has done the effects before, because I'll concentrate on assigning you guys those shots, right? So let me just concentrate on that first. And let's see. Okay. So looking at our shot, guys, okay? And again, the idea behind that is I just want to see who is comfortable doing effects, okay? So the people comfortable doing effects is Samuel, Seth, Adam. Anyone else comfortable being assigned an effect shot? So an effect shot might be, it might be the flowers or the petals flying. It might be rain. It might be the shot of the thruster and all of that stuff. Okay. Usually what that means is I might just assign you 1 or 2. Okay. So anyone else other than Seth, Samuel, and Adam who are comfortable with effect shots? No one else? Again, just be honest. If you're not good with it, then that's okay. Okay. So looks like no one is comfortable doing an effect shot. So I'll probably just assign the effect shots to Samuel, Adam, and Seth. Okay. Jared is comfortable with the dandelion effects. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Not sure what you mean by yes. Yes, we can. Okay. Yeah. I unfortunately I can't hear you. I don't know why. It's my it's my audio. Sorry guys, let me just open that. It's just hard jumping from one computer to another computer. It's ridiculous. So I'm not quite sure. Sorry guys, let me just see. Unfortunately I can't hear you. Okay, so that's okay. So again, Seth, Samuel, and Adam will be doing stuff with smoke and effects. With that, with effects, that means let me just concentrate on shots that have effects. Okay, so looking at, so looking at the first one, it doesn't look like there's a lot any shot of effects in our first act. There will be some modeling involved though. Can I just play it? It's a player back range. Okay, anyway. So guys, looking at shot one, we're looking at act one, right? So again, this is going to be the act one that we'll be following. So no effects there, I think. So no effects, I don't think so. So drinking water, something that's no effects there. So again, this is your starting point, guys. Okay, so there, it looks at it, walks, no effects, and then just press that button. Okay, and then we do see stuff there. So that might be animated, right? Okay. Great. So no effect shots there. So that's good. We can skip that one. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, so this one. Okay, so that we might need to adjust this, guys, because see, it's just too harsh a transition. So we might just do a fade in or something. I think we can get away with not actually adding complicated effects there, so that's fine, and that's fine as well. That's okay. That there might be rain, but it's not close-up rain, so we can get away with not having, actually seeing there. That's a thruster shot. Okay, so just checking, and I haven't seen your work yet. Anyone interested among our effects artists doing? You're good. So Adam is comfortable doing this. Again, if you want to do it, as anyone else who's interested of doing it, just let me know. We can always make that competitive, right? So Adam is good with this. So let me just plug that in. This is, I'll specify thruster shot. I'll just put in thruster shot. So that means, Adam, you don't have to work. I mean, if you want to use Houdini workflow, so you can export it to Houdini. I'm not comfortable with you rendering it there, but if you want to render it there, you can. The problem is it's transferring the objects. You can use USD, but we'll think about the workflow later on. It's not a big deal. So Adam is good with this. So that's the thruster shot, and I'll just go. There you go. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So thruster shot, it's relatively slow, short. So we might have another spot for you to do. Not sure what that is. Not sure what's happening. Is that? That's smoke. Okay, coming from the thruster as well. Okay, so are you comfortable with? No, the only issue we have, guys, is this shot is a combination of rain and smoke coming out of the thruster. So there's two aspects to this shot, right? So there's going to be rain and there's going to be smoke coming out of the thruster. So this particular shot. Anyone with effects knowledge comfortable with that? Okay, Samuel is comfortable with that. I think you did the water shot, the rain shot. Okay, so Samuel is good with this. Okay, so that one all the way to the end, right? Remember, it's a relatively closer shot, meaning we'll actually end up seeing the raindrops, right? So I'll put Samuel there. I'll explain what you guys need to do later on. Okay, so this shot is going to be rain and smoke shot. Take note, guys, it's actually a thruster shot as well. Sorry. So, Samuel, it's also a thruster shot. My concern, obviously, is if the thruster, if the effect that Adam has here is totally different from what you create here, then we have a continuity issue, right? Meaning it's not going to look the same. So, it's going to confuse the audience. You know what is this the same thruster or is this a different thruster? Okay, so if you are doing the shot, you might want to ask for files from Adam to help you with those stuff. Okay. Okay, so the Mitchell said the thrusters don't have to be in it if that's a lot. The issue we have is we actually see the thruster, and we already know from the previous shot that it was on. So it's going to be confusing if it's already boosting in this shot and in the next shot it isn't. So I prefer continuity. So Samuel should be okay. Okay, great. So this is going to be a combination of a few things, right? Rain and smoke and thruster effect. Okay, just make sure that this is consistent. Okay. So this is going to be Samuel. Okay, so again, I really just want to concentrate on stuff that has effects involved, and I will cover what you guys need to do. Let's have a look at the next one, guys. Okay, that is another thruster shot, I think, another effect shot, because there's going to be water, rain there, and I think we're looking at it from the back of our object. So that means we do see a little bit of thruster. Yeah, there's couple of thrusters there. There's smoke and there's also rain. Okay, this one, actually that one too, will have it a little bit, and that one as well. So quite a lot. Okay, so I might assign 2 shots to Mitchell, and that's what you end up doing, just 2 shots. Sorry, so not Mitchell, Samuel. So Samuel, 2 shots. I'll assign you the first one, which is this, and I'll assign you, you know what? There. Maybe I'll assign you this shot all the way, because this one doesn't necessarily have to have rain. But this one might have, okay, this one. So I'll assign you this shot, Samuel. This one, because again, it's a closer up shot, meaning we'll actually see raindrops falling. But I'll assign Adam these shots. Okay, so are you okay with these shots, Adam? This one, all the way to here, all the way to here. Yeah. You're fine? So it's primarily thruster stuff and maybe a little bit of smoke. Okay. Okay. So a good idea there from a Star with regards to having the thrusters sputtering, right? So that's definitely something you guys want to think about as well. Okay, so that's good. This one. Okay, so 3 shots for Adam, 3 shots for Samuel. Okay, so this is Samuel shot here. That's Samuel. Okay, so that's water, thruster, and smoke, and that's going to be Samuel. And then another one is going to be here. So again, I'm going to specify 3 shots rather than trying to do it, one at a time. So again, 3 shots for Samuel, 3 shots for Adam. Okay, so that's good. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, so I'll just concentrate for now on Mitchell's one. I haven't had a look at Stars yet, but let's have a look at this. Did anyone do... I think that was Seth. So I'll probably assign Seth the cloud shots. So again, anything that with significant clouds, especially moving clouds, we'll probably just end up doing that as an effect. So let's see. This one we can get away with not doing it as an effect, primarily because if we have those clouds, we can just import it and treat it as a prop. What we will do though is that's okay. That's okay. I'm looking at the simulation itself. So this bit, guys, okay? So basically this bit. So we see one of the petals, but this shot here, it's going to include a lot of petals now. Okay, so that's one petal or one flower. This one is going to be a lot of flowers in the foreground, I think, and in the background. Okay, so anyone comfortable with that? Okay, I'll probably assign you 2 shots. Okay, so we'll probably have Seth do this. This one, so it's this all the way to this one. Okay, so it's a wider shot, but we are expecting flowers there. Okay, and then so it's 2 shots. Okay, So you know what? Let's do 3 shots. So I'll assign you this. Okay. So flower petal shots. Okay, that also includes, it's not just effects, guys. Okay, just reminder to Adam, Samuel, and Seth, it's just not effects. You're actually animating stuff. Okay, if that makes sense. Animating characters, I mean. So this is going to be, as I mentioned, Seth, shots, and then there's going to be Seth. Okay, not sure why I capitalized all of that, but there you go. Okay. Okay, so I think we're good. Just quickly checking effect shots. I think we're good here. Okay. Are we expecting transformation? There's a transforming shot. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay. Again, we'll just concentrate on this. So it might be good to have some sort of thruster there, but we'll see. So that's okay. Looks like, I mean, the issues like that is it's looking like you just need to adjust your near clip plane for the students doing layout. So it's just your near clip and far clip plane. You just adjust it so you get rid of that artifact issue there. So that's okay. That's okay. You know what? I think we're good for this. There we go. So there is a transformation shot. Anyone interested with a transformation shot here? All the way there. Okay? So the other effects artists are already done. So they won't be able to do it. Jared is interested in doing that. Okay, perfect. So we have Jared doing that. So that's going to be this shot. So we actually see the transformation here. It has to transform from a flower to a character, and then we're going to see flowers. So it's going to be a combination of, not, these are not flowers, these are actually characters, some characters, some flowers flying in the air, some of them in the foreground, some of them in the background. Okay, but Jared is happy to do that. Okay, perfect. So transformation, it's going to be Jared with some sims, right? So with sims. Perfect. Okay. So what this means, guys, is, and I'll just call that complicated shots, quote unquote. So the complicated shots are covered. Okay. So we have the effects artist doing those shots. Okay. So clear for everyone at this stage. Relatively clear. All good. Okay. For the rest of you, I'll just assign you and specify those shots later on. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's just check if I'm able to actually download stuff. Again, just to give you some insight with regards to what you guys have done, right? So hopefully it's already set up. So we'll see. Okay. So we'll see if it actually worked. So extract all. It still doesn't work. Jeez. Anyway, guys, not sure how to make this work because I just want to use my laptop. So what I'll do, guys, is let me just join in and perhaps use my laptop and then see if that works. Okay, so I'll just check if I can make that work. Okay, because we need to cover how you actually end up doing things, right? Okay, so with that said, so there's really no way around it. Everyone will be animating characters, okay? And we'll just need to talk about how you do that. You know what? I might be able to do it by just... a quick sec. I think... There you go. So I'll just quickly check, guys, if... Sorry, can you guys hear me? Again, I'm just using another laptop. Just checking if you guys can hear me. Okay, great. So what I'll do, we found a possible solution. Let me just open Maya, and let's just have a look at... Hopefully I can open your project here. So again, at least we're able to open stuff. So what I'll do is perhaps share my screen. So can you guys see my screen? Okay, great. Okay, so you guys can see my screen. That's good. So hopefully we're still recording. What I'll do is I'm going to set my project up. And let me just change my audio as well, because we just need... Sec.